everybody, welcome to, the second week, I think this is. Is this the second week? No, yes, it is the second week. It's actually the fourth video, but it is the second week of my new series. Bit of a different one, bit of a long one as well, I think this might be. I was recently tagged in a video by a good friend of mine called Warsaw Matt, link down below. When I get the chance to, because obviously these get uploaded on my mobile and I don't have a chance to do that until I get home. But yeah, he's in the middle of doing a Star Wars year, because obviously in December it is the new Star Wars film, so he's doing a bit of a Star Wars year, and he did a video where he had some questions, and he answered them, and then he tagged me, among others, to also do the questions in the video, or in a Facebook post, or whatever. And I thought it's a good idea to do it for my Thursday video, so I'm going to do this. So the first question is favourite film. Whew. That's a tricky one. I like quite a lot of the films, quite a few of the films I like. We don't talk about episode 2 and episode 1. We don't talk about them. And I'm going to have to say, episode 3, I think. It's probably the best one out of the prequels, but that's not saying much. But it's just the culmination of everything, it is like, the title is Revenge of the Sith, and it is the Revenge of the Sith, because they get, and I really like it. I like the character development of Anakin. He's not that much of a git. Still a little bit of a git, but he's not much of one, and it's nice. I sort of, even though it's part of a prequel trilogy, I still see it as sort of like a connecting thing between the prequels and the original series, because we see Anakin fall to the dark side and become Darth Vader, and we see it all. And I thought it's a really nice. I really like the film, and the final sort of like battle between Anakin and Obi-Wan is fantastic, I feel. So yeah, episode 3, that's my favourite one. Ooh, interesting. Favourite Jedi? Oh yes, gotta be this one. It's Mara Jade. Now, not many of you pops know Mara Jade. She was created in the expanded universe. Originally a member of the dark side. She was an assassin for the Emperor, and her last mission was to eliminate Luke Skywalker. That's been her overriding thing. She was introduced in the Timothy Zahn trilogy, the original trilogy that Timothy Zahn did. First one being Heir to the Empire. But yeah, so she got into, and over time, she throws back the dark side, becomes a bit of a sort of a grey area, and eventually she falls to the light, and she actually, in fact, marries Luke, and has a child with him. And I think the reason why I think she's my favourite Jedi is because she goes through such a journey. They put her through such a journey. It's really just a fantastic journey she goes through, from darkness to redemption to light. And she's sarcastic at times, she's good with a quip, and she's an all-round great Jedi. She becomes a Jedi Master, in fact, and she's still, and the best thing is that she doesn't leave that past that she had as the Emperor's assassin behind. She still goes to sort of like, she's a Jedi who's willing to go to those darker lengths if need be. And I think she's just a fantastic Jedi. I adore her, and it really did help that she has red hair, which I'm a fan of. But yeah, fantastic Jedi. So yeah, she's my favourite one, Mara Jade. Should definitely check out the Heir to the Empire trilogy books that Timothy Zahn did in the 90s, I think it was. It's been a while. Right, favourite Sith. It's no question this one, is it, actually? It's really, really an easy one for me to answer. It's Darth Bane. Many of you may not know Darth Bane. Don't think he's mentioned in the movies at all, but his founding principle for the Sith is definitely mentioned, and that's the rule of two. The two there shall always be one to embody the power and one to crave it. And he's just he's just a brilliant bad guy. I mean, there's a trilogy called the Darth Bane trilogy by Drew. I can't pronounce his last name now. It's Drew something. I'll put a link down to it below when I get home. But it's just a fantastic trilogy, and it takes that singular line from Yoda. I think it was from Yoda in episode 1, I think, where he mentions the rule of two, and he expands it completely. He creates this character of Darth Bane. He creates this Sith Lord who sees the Sith as being too many, being corrupt, and he basically eradicates them and boils it down to just two of them. Him, the Sith Master, the Sith Lord, and his apprentice, who he picks up at the end of the first book. But it's just... And he goes to any lengths. He sort of instills this belief that the Sith have to take over the universe, not through force, not through power, but subtly, being subtle. What that is. And it works, because obviously, millennia later, centuries later, we have Revenge of the Sith. And that's the plan that works. His plan does work. So I think he's my favourite Sith Lord because of just the character that's been made, his character that Drew put into him, and his life and his journey, and he's a badass. Favourite scene. Now this is a tough one. I've not been able to think really hard about this one because there's a lot of scenes I like. I'm probably going to have to go with episode 3 again, and the scene where Yoda goes up against Darth Sidious, because it's one of the most, I think it's an epic lightsaber battle, almost on par with the Obi-Wan versus Anakin one in episode 3, and it's just so great at the beginning when Yoda just walks in, looks at the guards and goes, "Meh," and bashes them off. I'm like, whoops. But yeah, no, I just think it's a fantastic... You got the Grand Master of the Jedi Order versus the Master of the Sith, and it's just a brilliant showdown with lightsabers coming into it, and telekinesis and force lightning, and most importantly, the bad side wins. Always a good thing in my eyes. But yeah, so that's my favourite scene. Yoda versus Sidious. Definitely a good one, that is. How long have I been a fan? Oh, this is a tough one. I had a real trouble one trying to think of this one. I'd have to say, probably about 18, 19 years. I was probably about 5 or 6, I think, when I first became a fan of Star Wars, so... Yeah, 18, 19, something like that. Can't really remember myself, to be honest, but that's a pretty good guess, I think. Favourite lightsaber? It's got to be Count Dooku. Because I've always been really interested in the sport called fencing. And that's basically what Count Dooku does with his lightsaber. It's a fencing lightsaber, and it's curved. I think it's a fantastic light. I love it. And it's a Sith lightsaber, which is even better. I love the Sith. You can tell, can't you? Yeah. But yeah, so Count Dooku's lightsaber, definitely a good one for me. Favourite droid? There's a few. I would like to say R2-D2 because he's quite got that dry wit without actually saying anything. But there's one droid that surpasses him, I'm afraid to say, and that is Whistler. Now, Whistler is from the X-Wing Squadron books, the Rogue Squadron books, done by Michael A. Stackpole. And he belongs to a pilot called Corin Horn, who later becomes a Jedi Master. And the reason why I love Whistler, because I think in a lot of ways he's got more personality than R2-D2. Corin's had Whistler for years. Corin Horn used to work for the security, for the police force in Corellia, which was his home planet and also Han Solo's planet. And Whistler used to help him with his cases. So he's got all these extra packages to hack into things and everything, and he's just really, really, he's just got such a personality without actually saying anything. Because obviously he's an astromech. He's actually an astromech droid, like R2-D2, but he's got a personality that, for me, is more detailed and richer than R2-D2. So yeah, definitely Whistler for me, favourite droid. Oh, nearly done. Favourite creature, it's got to be Chewbacca. There's no question. Chewbacca, yes, he's a character, but he's also a creature because he's a Wookiee. And he's just a fantastic character. He's loyal. He's insanely, ridiculously loyal to Han Solo and later on to Luke and Leia and the kids. Because Luke and Leia have kids and everything. And insanely loyal to them. And the way... he's just a fantastic character. His past gets explored in the expanded universe. And the way he dies, because I'm afraid to say he dies in one of the books called, I can't remember what the book's called now. I'll look it up. But it's the first book in a 19-book series, and it's basically, it takes away the illusion that the main group of characters are safe. But the way he dies is just fantastic, because Chewbacca is larger than life. It would take a lot to kill Chewbacca. He's not going to be killed just by a simple blaster bolt, is he? Or tripping over and crack his neck. No. He has to have a moon dropped on him for him to die. That's a brilliant way. And he does it saving one of Han's sons, Anakin. He named Leia named one of his sons after the granddad, Anakin Skywalker. And Chewbacca dies saving him. And it's a moon that kills him. So it's a fantastic, he's just a brilliant creature. And I love him. Alright then. Finally, Darth Vader impression. I won't, you don't see this. Never underestimate the power of the dark side of the Force. Not bad, maybe. Anyway, so that was my Star Wars tag. I'm going to try and think of other people I can tag now. I'm going to tag my girlfriend, Lisette Sorensen. I'm going to tag Ben Hunter. I'm going to tag Tom Connor. I'm tagging you, Tom. I expect to see something from you. And everybody else who watches this, put it in a comment, down below, put it in a video and send me the link. Let me know, I tag you now. Answer these questions. I will, when I get home, tonight, I'll make sure that the questions are put in the description for you. But yes, that was the longest one so far. Granted, this is only the fourth one, but still. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed this little insight into my likings of Star Wars. If you liked it, hit thumbs up down below and subscribe for more. And farewell so long for now, viewers.